listening to the Scoop Slam Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Scoop Slam Podcast. We are back. Another weekend wrestling to talk about. We've got some Friday Night SmackDown, Monday Night Raw, and a special AEW Collision Grand Slam all the way from down under. As always, I'm one half of your hosting team, Mr. Scoop. And on the other end of the call, he is Mr. Slam, the historian of the Scoop Slam Podcast. And he's screaming, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. It's Ryan.
Yo, Micah, good to be back here with you. You said we were going down under, but me personally, I think we're going over in this week on the Scoop Slam Podcast.
Oh, well, the hostler doesn't put anybody over, brother.
Oh.
Well,
what we got to talk about, Micah?
We don't put anything over here on the podcast, so it should be a fun episode. Because we're just fed drones, we're a fed podcast, and we have nothing good to say about AEW. So we'll see how Collision fared, which I think is probably the first episode of Collision we've reviewed on the podcast in I don't know, years.
That can't be. Nah, we've there was that week. No, we didn't review that. But yeah, it might have been when Punk was there.
I think that's probably it. At least that's the last time I remember tuning in. Like maybe a little after, but once I started seeing the state of the show, I was like, yeah, I'm good.
That almost killed our podcast, ladies and gentlemen. The inclusion of Collision to the lineup that we had to watch almost killed the podcast. We had to take a few months off after Punk got suspended. I think we pretty much got suspended too because we were going with him.
Well, I do remember taking. So I think we finished out the year, and then I think we went to like March. I think we got to Mania. And then after Mania, I was like, look, I can't do it. So then we came back when Collision started. And then once Collision went to crap, I was like, dude, we are watching 4 shows a week. And I think this was also when our episodes were longer. Or either...
Yeah. We had double podcasts back then.
Yeah, it was a nightmare to be an upstart, but hey, we're here now, over 110 episodes in, and we're going to go ahead and get started. No Scoop 5 this week. We're just going to get in and get out, get back in the rhythm of things. We apologize for missing last week, some scheduling issues, as well as, Ryan, you were dealing with some sickness.
I was on death's door a lot last week, but last thing I wanted to do was get up here and, have the Scoop Slam Podcast. I get my full 100% effort when I'm on this pod, Mike.
That's right. We call a spade here. Believe it or not, guys.
There you go.
You may think we're just pedophiles, but really,
oh no. What are we really? Okay.
Oh, well, we'll go ahead and start off with a light SmackDown review, which is really just the main event. Ryan, if you want to take the lead on this, I'll let you kind of break it down for everybody.
A couple small things happened on this show. They had a women's tag team title match, and they had a women's title match too with Jade and Jordan Grace, and Trick Williams cut a pretty good promo. And the main event was the triple threat qualifier match for I think it was the third qualifying slot for the Chamber, if I'm not mistaken. And it was Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, and Sami Zayn in the match. A pretty basic main event of SmackDown stuff that you would expect, Micah. Nothing out the ordinary. Towards the end of the match, Micah, one of our favorites here on the pod, Drew McIntyre, continues to hate Cody Rhodes' guts, even though he said he's done with Cody Rhodes. He's not really done with Cody Rhodes. He came out to Claymore Cody Rhodes, and our favorite mid Carter here on the pod. Cody Rhodes kicks out the Claymore. He powers through, throws Drew McIntyre out the ring, and hits Sami Zayn with one crossroads and ends the match. Cody Rhodes is the third participant in the Elimination Chamber match.
Oh boy. Yeah. You know where you stand if you get knocked out by one crossroads.
I don't. Am I being delusional by thinking that they're recreating the NXT type storyline that Sami Zayn had? Were you following the product at that time, 2014, 2015?
I was tuning into NXT specifically for like a few guys, and Sammy was one of them.
Well, he had like a storyline around that time where he would come up just short of winning the big one in NXT, and he would never compromise his morals to win the big one. And that got tested finally. I believe it was like a last chance type stipulation that he had with Adrian Neville at the time. And towards the end of the match, there was a spot where he needed to use the title belt to win the match, but he refused to do it, and he won it the right way, the correct way. And he had the big baby face win. Do you think they're going to recreate something like that, Micah, letting Sammy hit rock bottom before they build him back up? Or am I just being delusional as seemingly the only Sami Zayn fan left here in the IWC?
Well, I'm still with you on Sammy Train. I don't understand why everybody just hates him all of a sudden. But I will say that I think you are correct. I think this is all building to a Saudi WrestleMania next year where Sammy finally wins the big one. I think it just makes too much sense. And especially when we were talking about, early on this year with Sammy maybe being a dark horse for the Rumble and then just not being there at all. Uh, because I don't even think he wasn't even in the match actually. So,
Oh,
uh, uh, I think that is definitely the story they're telling, especially because, it circles back to the last time they were in Saudi. Presumably, they probably have a crown jewel, but last time they were in Saudi, Sammy was fighting for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble, comes up short, and basically, I won't say his hometown, but in front of his people. And
yeah.
to bring that back next year at the first WrestleMania in Saudi, I think it'll be a huge moment. I'm hoping that the online discourse stays online discourse, kind of like it is with Jey Uso, and I truly think it will. We were talking about that before, where you see all this hate for Jey online, but when he's in the arena, he's still one of the most over guys. I think the same can be said about Sammy, and I feel like he has the type of charisma and personality to get people back on his side very easily.
And the people online that didn't like the finish, they said that it made Drew look stupid. But I actually think they did it the booking was done very clever at the end, Micah. Because, Drew McIntyre, of course, he's going to want the guy that he's beaten 12 times in a row to win the match. Because what does that even matter if that guy qualifies for the chamber match? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, Micah? Because there was a lot of people that said, it was a dumb move for Drew, but I think it made sense personally. And by the way, Micah, if you didn't see that Trick Williams promo, Trick Williams eviscerates Sami Zayn on the mic. It was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, so I didn't actually watch the promo, but I did see some quotes where he was basically talking about him, like being in Skechers and joggers and everything.
So he ain't combed his hair. His breath smells like bounce that ass or something to that effect. I'm not doing it justice, but if you ain't seen that promo, please go watch it. And the pop that Trick Williams got, man, massive. And you know what? And all the bad faith observer fans that voted Booker T, the worst announcer in wrestling. Booker T has had very much to do with Trick Williams being as over as he is by getting those little ad libs over during Trick Williams' entrance. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that Booker T is the worst announcer.
Oh, especially too, like with Stephanie Vaquer, same thing. I
The only
mean,
reaction she gets, yeah.
no, without Booker, I don't think she gets to where she is now. So, honestly, I kind of expected a scoop 5, and I figured that would be one of the topics because it's been a pretty hot topic in the IWC. But it's such a stupid argument to me because everyone online wants to say, well, Booker's horrible and he's aggravating. Okay, well, you can either get like there are two types of announcers out there, right? There are the Michael Cole clones, and there are the goofs that laugh at everything. And Booker does not fit the mold for either of those. There's only a few that don't. And I would put Booker in that category. I'd put Nigel in that category of guys that are themselves despite what everybody else is in the announce booth. So, some people zig when you got to zag. And Booker is the zag. And it's just, I don't really know how to explain it other than when you look at these guys' careers, while Booker is commentating for them in NXT, it does wonders for them. Not to mention, it's NXT. Like, it's supposed to be a different, like, I don't want to say a funnier show, but a more lighthearted, not so serious. Like, it's a proving ground for these guys. So, yeah, I don't need Michael Cole commentating NXT. Give me somebody that's a little different. And I always was partial to Booker, even in the 2010s. Same with JBL, but everybody hated both of them.
See Swerve Strickland take some shots at Booker T too.
Oh, of course.
He hates Booker T, man. Is he building up a program?
No, I think it's just fed bad brownie points. And people are they're like,
Okay.
oh, Booker's bouncing on it for WWE. Yeah, that's where he works. Like, that's who's paying him. That's where I won't say that's where Booker made his name, but like Booker was a pretty big act for them for 8, 9 years. Was an announcer for over probably 8 now. Like, what? I don't know. I just don't understand. People expect people that work for WWE to be fed bad, and that's just so stupid to me.
But you just don't see that the other way around though. When there's some old timers that compliment AEW and you don't see, oh, they're just trying to get a paycheck from Tony Khan. You don't see that.
Exactly. But
But
nope, it's
what are
just
we
one way. Or when they
yeah, what are,
freeze Chris Jericho's contract, and that's not bad.
oh, that's standing up for AEW. What are you talking about? It needed to be done, Micah. He had to send a message to WWE.
Of course. How could I ever forget? Fed bad. But speaking of the dub, we will travel on a plane to Australia down under AEW Collision Grand Slam.
Oh my.
Uh there's a little bit of good and a little bit of bad. It's a mixed bag here, but let's break it all down. First off, I'd like to say they had a pretty good crowd on hand. When we started
Was it?
the
Was it? How many people they draw?
well, I don't know about the number, but at least on TV, whenever Moxley was coming through the
What
crowd, I thought
what building were they in?
it,
They're in Australia. Where were they at? Were they in Sydney,
believe
Australia?
I believe it was Sydney.
Are we sure?
Let
Look it
me do
up.
some research.
Yeah,
Let me
look that
look
up.
up the ticket numbers, pal.
Because I thought I saw like a meme or something online that it had a main event of Road Dogg and Jeff Jarrett in that same building, and it drew like 5,000 more people. I don't know. I don't know if it was a good crowd or not. I think they had to give the tickets away, like buy one get one.
Well, they started us off with John Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita for the Continental Championship. And before I get to anything as far as the match goes, I cannot stand the stipulation of no interference is allowed for these specific championship matches, because if you are telling me that, you are implying that it is allowed in the other matches, which is preposterous, because if no interference would be allowed, why would that not be for your world title?
Yeah, a lot of plot hole. Yeah, I don't like that.
But before the match started, I put, let's see if Takeshita can carry Moxley, because
Mm.
Moxley wrestles his style and his style only, and I think Takeshita is one of the best in ring in the world currently. And I don't think Takeshita was the man to do it. Respectfully, Moxley doing the technical stuff is just not his forte. And even like my wife was in the room while I was watching it, and she was like, "What are they do?" Like to start the match off, they kind of went to this back and forth, like technical. And she was like, "What are they doing?" And I was like, "Oh well, it's kind of chain wrestling." She's like, "Yeah, but they're not doing it good." And I was like, "Well, that's because it's not what Moxley should be doing."
Were you bored watching this like I was? I was bored.
I thought it picked up towards the back half, but in the beginning, yes. And I
But
don't
they
think
lost.
that
They
well,
lost
how'd
me
they
in the
lose you?
beginning. I don't know, man. Just a lot of moves. Yeah, Takeshita he looked good in there, but it just I didn't feel. Was there an issue between these guys? Who was the baby face here?
Well, that's a multifaceted question, because
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what Moxley is.
It seems to change from segment to segment, does it not? Because in one segment, the Death Riders are baby faces, and then when they're interacting with Tony Storm and Pockets, then they're heels. I don't understand this. And then
I
the
don't and
finish,
then
the
Moxley also
finish.
had to come out to be the baby face to tell Wheeler to get his hair cut, but we'll
Yeah.
get to that later.
What the heck? Yeah, yeah. We'll talk. But did you like the finish here? I thought it was flat. The ending.
I thought the ending was flat, but it could have worked if it was the middle of the show. But to start the fans off with this, I think it really just sucked the life out of the building. I'm not going to say they didn't ever get it back, but just this was not, I don't think this was the match to start. And then they followed it with the next match, which also had a pretty rotten ending that just everybody was really quiet for. So I don't know. Again, like, I can't apply the rule, of thumb that we have here completely, because I'm not going to say I've never seen Moxley have great matches. I'm just saying more often than not, I like a Takeshita match more than I do a Moxley match. And I'm just really sick of Moxley, as I always have been. And yeah, I just don't. I thought it was okay, but to start the show off, it wouldn't have been my pick.
I didn't know what the issue was between these guys. I know I took like a week off of watching Dynamite, but did anything get brought up before then? Was this just an exhibition match?
Well, they've had a little back and forth because Takeshita beat him in the tournament's so hard to follow because too it's in December when I kind of get a little checked out because I have so much going on. But if I remember correctly, when they were doing like the placement type matches, Takeshita beat Moxley, but Moxley went on to win the whole thing. So this was kind of like a get back for Takeshita, and he ultimately fell short. But again, like, you have a heel faction feuding with a heel faction, except Moxley may be a babyface. Like, we're
But
treading the line of
I,
like Sting in the main event Mafia.
yeah, I was about to say, well, how is this a how is Moxley a babyface, but then his boys are trying to murder Darby Allin and assault a woman in Tony Storm. Am I missing something here? Did I miss a key plot element here, Micah?
Maybe we're not federalized enough.
Federalized, come on now.
Or maybe we're too federalized.
Okay. I don't know. It was there.
So, I don't know. I mean, it's yeah, man. We've cut into Moxley enough on this show in the past, and it's just nothing ever changes.
Did you like that he got dropped on his head after the match?
Well, you know,
You
I'll
like
allow
that
it.
part? Okay, all right.
Well, not only that, but like during the match, right? So Takeshita, like the only positives from the match, I was like, Takeshita hit this just stiff running knee, like it just jarred Moxley. You could see it. I thought that was great. But then too, like they use a pile driver as a transition move, and like it just I can't
Yeah.
take it, man. Like we'll get to a worse one later, but like I don't know. I know what to expect when I turn these shows on. I can't make sense of how everyone else can praise it. Like I saw people saying this was the greatest show of the year so far. And yeah, there were some matches later on we'll get to that I did enjoy and I thought were excellent. But this ain't it. And this was on the show. So but speaking of flat finishes, we'll move on to the Babes of Wrath versus Mega
Oh,
Bad, which in terms of a team name, I would say that name is Mega Bad. For the women's tag team championships. Where do I
yeah.
begin?
Well, it was Harley Cameron. It was her homecoming, I guess. I don't think she's from the area, but so she's the homecoming.
Home country, yeah. I think they said that she was
Yeah,
like
home
9
country.
hours away or something like that, which is kind of weird.
Jesus.
I didn't think Australia was that big.
I don't think
But
most of Australia is like inhabited. I think like
really?
a big chunk, yeah, a big chunk of the continent, you can't. The elements are too extreme for anybody to live.
Interesting. I really,
Yeah.
I'm pretty well versed in geography. I feel like at least like Middle Eastern and like European geography, but Australia, like East Asian, I have no idea.
Isn't I think that's where the French sent their prisoners, or maybe it was England.
No, that was England.
Okay, England sent their prisoners to Australia.
Yeah, because that's why they have the Union Jack in their flag.
Yeah, but 9 hours
But
away, she's treated like a. Like, can you imagine? I just imagine if we are we getting cheered like gangbusters if we go to I don't know South Carolina, Micah,
shoot, South Carolina's too close. You have to go to like Texas or uh,
Arizona.
like like Ohio or no, Kentucky's like 10 hours, yeah.
Okay, all right. Are we getting
So
cheered like that if we go over there?
no. um I thought it was good to see her get a good reaction. I will concede a point real quick. I can eat some crow. There were some people I'm not fully eating the crow, but I'll take a bite. There were some people last year that said Harley Cameron was the most improved wrestler of the year. I am not going to say that she was the most improved by any stretch. However, she definitely has made some leaps and bounds from the first time I saw her in ring.
Oh, okay then. All right.
But speaking of the in ring, immediately we go to zero care for the rules, zero care about tags. Who knows who the legal members in the match are, and that was just a theme the entire match. And when you do that kind of stuff,
Eh,
I just check
Pause.
out.
Pause, Mike. Just go check what I just sent you right there. Go check what I just sent you.
Okay.
Sent you a message. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, watch that video real quick. Said Harley Cameron is very much improved, Micah.
Okay, I did see this.
No.
I did see that during the match. It's the spot where she gets stunned and then very perfectly turns around for the
Of
clothesline that
course.
she definitely knew was coming.
Yeah. Most improved, pal. Huh?
Okay, I'll just say this. She didn't when I first saw her, she was very clunky
I had a feeling
and
you were gonna say this. I had the video ready. I had a feeling.
you always try and find a way. Like when I praise Tekla and you got to pull up
There
this
you go.
deep cut from Stardom where they're having this intimate promo.
Intimate is one way to put it.
Well, there was a lot of never mind. We're getting off
Well,
topic.
PG
Uh
podcast.
the the tag matches just kill me when they do this. And I'm not going to say that it doesn't happen in WWE, but it's definitely more prevalent in AEW, especially because like Rick Knox ends up looking like a fool whenever this happens cuz he legit at one point counts to 4 and then just stopped counting. Like at that
Yeah.
point, bro, just make it a tornado tag. Like, if you're not gonna have any respect for the rules and legal tag wrestling, like I know. Oh my god, bro, you're no fun. But like, I don't really even know how to compare it to any other
Is
type
it
sport.
well, it's like in basketball, if you're watching the NBA game and then all of a sudden they just start shooting beyond half court and then one guy makes that shot and they just reward that person 7 points. Like what this that's not part of the we're not supposed to do that. It's not the rules.
Yeah, you're
You
defying
can't do that.
all.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Or like for instance, you know, in like the All-Star games, how they just like they just stop playing defense and let them do whatever. Like that's why the All-Star games got boring because you kind of take one element of the game out of it. So like you're taking the element of the rules out of the game. So okay, like it's just an environment that teaches you to care about the moves only, and I just don't like that. I need structure. And
Yeah.
people would say we're not fun, but that's all I've known for 20 years of watching wrestling.
Just tell me what the rules is going to be before the match
Yeah,
and then I can react the right way to the match.
exactly. Because, like, for instance, and I still maintain that this is one of the best matches I've seen this year Tanahashi versus Okada in the Tokyo Dome to start the year off, Tanahashi's retirement. In Japan, the countouts are 20 seconds. So
Yeah.
I believe it was Okada hit like a tombstone on Tanahashi on the entranceway, which again I'm not really a fan of, but okay, you know, he's got 20 seconds to get in the ring. I think he got in at 19. Like I can buy that a little more because the rules were established, but anyways, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, okay. Look at you, Mr. Meltzer. Your favorite match was Okada and Tanahashi, huh?
I didn't say favorite, but it's one of this year. It's not exactly a high bar to jump over currently.
Okay, yeah.
But once again, the aftermath here just
Oh man,
destroyed the
Willow. Poor Willow.
well that dude, the past year of Willow Nightingale's career in AEW has been poor Willow. She was a monster babyface after the Monet program and then just has completely died out to me and they stuck her in this tag team. But then Willow just gets punked and I mean the Babes of Wrath
No,
retain.
before that though, Micah, it was like you said, the Babes of Wrath retain. You know, the Harley Cameron, she wasn't going to lose in Australia. That wasn't going to happen. Tony doesn't book hometown people to lose in their hometown or home country or whatever the heck they got going on over there in Australia. But point is though, Micah, the end of the match happens and Harley Cameron's getting beat up. And Willow just stands in the ring, watches it. I guess she wasn't in the right spot, but it just looks so awkward and she has to watch Charlie Cameron get double teamed. and she doesn't know what to do. And the camera clearly catches what Willow just walking around like a goober, and then she just turns around and eats a spear from. I didn't know who this lady was, but the announcers pointed it out that it was Lena Cross. You know, the "We Want Cross" chants that the fans chanted. They got what they wanted. And Excalibur, you know, the expert lead announcer that he is, Micah, he tells us that last time we seen Lena Cross, she was wrestling Tony Storm, and now she's here. You know, thanks for the insight there, Excalibur. You don't want to tell me anything about her? Never mind. But yeah, just the ending was so awkward, weird. And why wouldn't Lena Cross, which she established that she's with the Megabad, the Penelope Ford and Megan Bain, she established that she's with those ladies. Why didn't Lena Cross help Megabad win the tag titles if she was in the building and ready to had her gear on and ready to attack? Why couldn't she help them win the titles? Wouldn't that make more sense?
Yeah. I mean, it's a good point. I didn't think about it that way.
You're there. You got your gear on, pal. Go out there.
Also, you know, I really hate when wrestlers run in with their gear unless like they're booked for something like debut in your gear just feels gross to me. But that's
like
not just
you don't like when guys just wear their gear out.
nah, be in street clothes or something. Like, come on. I mean, you know, I'll take the gear over the daggum hoodie gimmick any day, but oh man.
Remember how Randy was always in his gear
Yeah.
back in the day? Just come out with the with the t-shirt and the drawers on, always in his gear.
Just look naked in their belt.
Oh man, Cody was even worse. Yeah, the knee
Oh
pad
God.
right
Oh,
beside him.
Triple H with no knee pads. Oh.
Nightmare.
But once again, I mean, we killed the crowd, like, and we were 2 matches in, and I watched this on tape delay, and I'm like, dude, what are we smoking? What is the best show of the year? I don't understand.
Were you impressed by Lena Cross? The presentation? Did it impress you, Micah?
I
She
mean,
is a
she
big
was
lady.
big, but she kind of punked out Megan Bain, who I'm kind of a fan of. So, like, I don't know. It's
She,
weird.
she's making Megan Bain look small when Megan Bain was brought in as this like Amazonian type figure for the division. And now she's just another girl. They got a new Amazon in the division.
And I just don't understand why you would debut them together. Why would you not keep those 2 separate?
It would be like
Uh,
if China debuted in to help Triple H back in like 96, 97. And then they just had Nicole Bass come in to help out China all of a sudden.
yeah, I mean, it takes away
Yeah.
the allure because you see, oh, there are other people like this, which,
Yeah.
you know,
Makes them look small.
yeah. Anyways, this is where I thought things started to pick up a little bit. At least I was hoping, and
Oof.
I was. Well, we'll get to the finish of this too. Next up was the number 1 contendership match for the AEW World Championship. The winner will face MJF or Brody King at Revolution. Andrade El Idolo versus Hangman Adam Page. Initially, I
Oh,
got to put out there, I think Andrade is such a beast for just going to every company he can. He is the Jeff Jarrett of our time, and and I mean that positively, in all honesty.
he's ripped
Um,
too. Jacked.
yeah, he's definitely on the gas. Which,
Oh
hey,
no, well come on. Chicken breast and asparagus, pal.
he's
What are you
he's
talking about?
bringing this lunch to work like Billy
Oh come on.
Gunn.
He's massive.
I mean, listen, you know me. I am no opponent of steroids in wrestling. He looks like $1,000,000, and I
Mhm.
really thought they were going to pull the trigger with him here.
Well,
But
he's catching the eyes of young ladies at ringside, Micah. You see Hangman Adam Page kind of take his number one fan there at ringside. Micah, did you see that?
yeah, Hangman almost got in trouble. Had to tell old girl he
Hmm.
was married.
Oh hell. I think he said, my pal Marty's single though.
Oh no.
He's probably a little too old for
Oh, you're not. Oh, oh, what's that Family Guy clip? I think it's Quagmire where he's like, "I like how you're at least 18 years old."
That was Joe.
Joe, okay. Oh, that was a good one. That one caught me off guard. Too old for Marty. Anyways, I do like the ladies man Andrade gimmick. I think that it fits, and I don't know, like, it's weird because you could run that as a babyface or a heel, but I think for him it comes off as this like douchey, full of himself guy. Especially when you look at him. I mean, he's got like the Mark Marrow body, you know what I mean, where he just look at him, he's impressive.
Yeah.
Uh as far as the match goes, Hangman had a drop kick on Andrade while Andrade was trying to do some like back handspring in the ring, which that to me is good offense. That is the type stuff that I want to see, not waiting around for the guy to do his flips. Like Hangman cut him off immediately. So for that I got to give him props because that's one of the things that always drives me crazy. I believe Hangman hit a fall away slam into the barricade that was just rough any way you land. I mean, Andrade kind of landed on his knee and then his head bounced off the concrete. So it was just a rough spot all around, but I thought it looked impressive. And up to this point, by far, best match of the night to me. I don't. Now, as far as the ending goes, and I want to get your thoughts on this too, Hangman did pick up the win, and I understand why they went there, but I'm not a fan of it, especially how much they've pushed Andrade this year. I felt like this was the time to strike while the iron's hot. And that's honestly the theme of this show, but this was the first instance of it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. I think that Andrade and like we'll talk about later with Brody King, those people are hot right now. And I don't know. I don't know if going with MJF and Adam Page, which is a rematch. They've done that a couple times. I don't know if that's necessarily the answer or I don't think that's what you need to capitalize on after the momentum that you had with the all the mainstream publicity the AEW's gotten over the last couple weeks. I think if you would have had Andrade as the number one contender going into that LA show at Revolution, that would have been such a big moment if he won the world title there. Or having Brody King win the world title in LA, or having him go into Revolution as the world champion. That could have been a big moment too. But instead, you got the same fans that complained when they saw the Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes going to have another WrestleMania match crowd that were complaining. They are cheering that we're going to get Adam Page and MJF again. Funny how that works out, Mike.
Yeah. I mean, and this is kind of the same argument I was going to make last week. People were upset that Ciampa lost. And,
That
me
was stupid.
personally, I wasn't upset with it. However, you got to strike while the iron's hot. Ciampa was hot. But at the same time, these people are petitioning for Ciampa to be TNT champion, and Ciampa's like in his 40s. But what do they say? Oh, WWE, you're not going to get pushed until you're over 40. Like whenever the whole Hobbs stuff was coming out, or Royce Keys. Maybe Royce Keys is 41, maybe he's 35. I don't think anything has been fully confirmed yet, but I haven't done a lot of digging myself. But all the discourse around it was, oh well, now that he's 40, he'll be a main eventer. It's like, really? You guys are just praising this 40-year-old winning your mid card belt out of a very heavily pushed 30-year-old who took it from a very heavily pushed 20-year-old, or in their 20s and 30s. But that's fine. We only move goalposts for the dub, but the Fed, however we can move them to be bad. That's.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I understand
Too.
from a drawing perspective, but I think you could have had, and we'll get to this with the main event. I think you could have had a Flash Brody win, take the belt off of him maybe in a week or two, and then you go into Revolution with MJF versus Andrade. And I don't think that really hurts anybody involved. I don't think it hurts Hangman to lose to Andrade, as hot as he's been. And like you said, I honestly think that LA crowd would be hot for Andrade because there is obviously a very big Hispanic population there.
Yeah. Yeah. Or having Brody King, man. Having him in that top spot over there. With all the headlines he got over the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Why not capitalize on that when you got a big show coming up in Los Angeles?
You could have, and I know we hate the multi-mans here. I know we do, but you could have had a multi-man if they really wanted to.
But you know what they want? They want MJF and Adam Page.
They want their main character.
They want their anxious millennial cowboy that makes mistakes.
The Blue Sky Cowboy versus the Reddit Edgelord, who will win. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good match. I am excited to see what Andrade continues to do in 2026.
Where do you think he goes from here? Do you have hope? Do you have high hopes for him, or do you think it's all downhill from here and he's destined for collision?
Are you asking me what I would do with him, or where I think he will go?
Where's your prediction for Andrade over this next year? Where do you think Andrade? Where does he go?
He'll be back in the mid card, no doubt.
Don't they have a big show in Mexico this year? AEW.
I can't tell you honestly.
I think they do. Do you see a world where he gets a title shot there? Maybe wins the world title?
Maybe, but I don't know. I don't know if Tony feels comfortable enough pulling the trigger with him. Because what has changed with him from this run to last run? I mean, don't get me wrong, they've built him up since he's come in.
Yeah, he's gonna hit the gym.
Well, I guess that's true. I don't know, man. Tony don't really deviate from his guys, and I don't feel like Andrade is one of his guys, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can see
we
it
shall
now.
see. I think Andrade has earned a spot in the main event scene. I think I would love to see him detached from the Don Callis family, obviously. He still needs a mouthpiece, but in terms of where he should be, I'd probably pitch him to maybe have a feud with Swerve next. Maybe Kenny if Kenny's not going to be in that main event scene, or if he's not going to be in a world title picture soon. Somewhere in there.
Eesh. So he's helpless.
No, that's their main event scene right now. Don't put him in there with Moxley. I beg of you. Well, speaking of
begging for mercy.
Yeah. In a hair versus hair match, Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy versus Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta. God help me. Let's just start off with the most egregious thing out of this entire match, which was Tony Storm taking a pile driver from Wheeler Yuta, and in less than 4 to 5 minutes, she is back in the ring, fired up and ready to go. And
Who
this
wants to?
isn't just a pile driver in the ring either. This is a pile driver on like equipment cases in the arena.
Who wants to see that? Like who really who enjoys the intergender wrestling stuff? Because there's a fan base for that out there, Mike. What is it? Is it like fetish stuff? I'm. Why would you want to see a man hit a woman?
I think that there are certain
Sickos.
oh well. I think there are what's the word I'm looking for here? Like exceptions
Basic
to the
fellas.
rule. When you give me a Rhea Ripley and she is manhandling someone like Tozawa or
But
who's
hold up now.
another
Wait, pause. Rhea Ripley has slimmed down a lot over the last year. So maybe 2022 Rhea Ripley.
yeah, or even, if she's manhandling like a Andre Chase, someone
Darby Allin.
yeah. That okay. I still don't expect Rhea to just demolish them, but I can somewhat like understand if she lands some power moves, right? Hangman hitting the buckshot on Marina, it was a good spot. She's been annoying. She's been basically harassing a lot of the men's division with no repercussions. Again, I'm fine with this. But when you put them in a match, in a one-on-one, this was the most egregious thing I've seen on AEW television in a very long time. Like, I've already had my spiel about the pile drivers earlier in the show, but especially from a man to a woman, like, there was a spot later on, right? And Tony is legitimately choking out Wheeler Yuta. Are we serious? Like, I don't know if y'all have ever play fight like with your significant other, but like I love my wife to death, but she is not stronger than me by any stretch of the imagination, and I'm not a very strong person. That's just your biological makeup, right? Some women are, sure, but I just when I look at Tony Storm, I don't think uber powerful woman. So why is she allowed to choke out Wheeler Yuta? You understand what I'm saying, Ryan?
No, I get you. I get you. I just there's a lot of people that like this type of stuff, Micah, and I don't think if you're a mainstream professional wrestling product, you can't be putting stuff out there like that. Like the men on women violence, let's keep that to a minimum. Maybe if it's like a heel manager, but when you're in there and you're exchanging holds and throwing punches and pile driving the women and kneeing the women in the face and putting the women in sleeper holds. I get uncomfortable watching that. Maybe I'm just getting
Well,
old, but that's not what I like to see.
no, I mean again, it's about the optics of it, right? Like China, okay, acceptable. Jordan Grace, okay, I can follow you there, right? But Tony is just I'm not trying to be any type way. She's not a very muscular lady. Like I think she's a very talented wrestler, right? But I just can't buy her. Like, I'm sorry, Wheeler Yuta isn't exactly the most impressive physique out there in wrestling either. But I can't buy her doing that. Shafir maybe because she's a shooter, but even then, like you're not. I'm sorry, you're not gonna convince me that she's stronger than Orange Cassidy. You're just not.
Yeah, she's not Amanda Nunes in there, nothing like that. Marina
No, but
Shafir.
I mean, even then, like for instance, if you took Amanda Nunes and put her across the ring from like I don't know, what's somebody that's like similar size to her? What's her weight class? Is it like 145? If you put her in there
Yeah,
against another like a male 145, I
like
don't think
Mighty
that's even
Mouse.
close. Yeah,
You
I
put
don't even think
on
that's
Mighty Mouse.
close.
No, that's not close. No, but you put her in there with like maybe a Jungle Jack Perry. Okay, I buy that.
I'd buy that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe, I'm gonna steal the term I see online a lot. Like maybe I'm not woke enough for intergender wrestling, but I don't know,
I don't even
man.
think
It's something about it bothers me.
I don't even think it's that, man. It's that subsection of wrestling fandom that likes stuff like they're the fans for the death matches and the women on men violence and the goofy over the top choreography in the ring. That's like the Invisible Man, which by the way, the Invisible Man is coming out of retirement, Mike. I don't know if you've seen this, but the Invisible Man is wrestling the Sandman over WrestleMania weekend. So get your tickets now, ladies and gentlemen. That's a free promo from us here at Scoop Slam Podcast.
So I have many questions. I saw that the other day and I honestly thought it was a joke. They're not having him wrestle Janela.
No, it's the Invisible Man. I think Bryce Remsburg is going to be in the building for that match, probably.
Listen, I like Sandman as a performer, and
An entrance.
he is the original Jey Uso, right?
And then the
But
bell.
come on, do we really think like 50-year-old, no, 60-year-old Sandman is good enough to lead a match against an Invisible Man?
What are we even talking about here? The Invisible Man?
Yeah,
I don't know what this is. I, he's probably just going to swing. He's probably going to have a few beers beforehand.
oh
So
yeah.
maybe it will be entertaining. I don't know what's going
Are we gonna review that on the pod? Are we gonna seek that out? I think you have. I'm morbidly
Yeah.
intrigued.
I think I planted the seeds for us.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see. Yeah. Tony
But
Storm.
yeah, Tony ended up pinning Yuta with a Storm Zero,
Yep.
and Yuta shaved
Because
his head.
of course.
Just not for me. Greatest show of the year too, by the way.
Yeah. This was Tony Storm's homecoming. I think she from that country or continent.
I don't remember if
I
she's
think
from
she is.
Australia or she is
I think she's
from New
Aussie.
Zealand.
No, for real. You want to know?
Wait, New Zealand, Australian, so both.
What? You can be both?
I guess she was born in Auckland, New Zealand, but I believe she lives in Australia. Yeah, she moved to Australia uh, with her mother at the age of 4.
Very similar accents those Aussie and Kiwis have, but yeah. Wheeler Yuta got. Were you confused by the ending? I thought both competitors get their head shaved.
I did too, but I guess it was just
That's
the one that
stupid.
got pinned. Well, I
That's
thought
stupid.
it was, but at the beginning of the match, there was a spot where Yuta hesitated to break up a pin, and they kind of alluded to the fact of like maybe he was hesitating to let Marina get her head shaved instead of him. So then I was like, it must be just one of them.
Why did you need the girls in there then?
That's a great question, right? Well, then we wouldn't get cool pile driver spots and women getting beat up by men. Bring back the Britt Baker t-shirt while we're at it.
Oh no. We gotta get that sky blue T-shirt as well, then, Micah.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
That was the one where she was bleeding buckets and she had to pose for the camera to show how
Oh,
hardcore she was.
yeah. We don't sell cage matches here, pal. We're all having fun.
That'd be right next to my big black and jacked shirt.
Hey, that one. Bring that one back, WWE. I like that one. But next up for the TNT Championship,
That
we
should be a
had a
Black
ladder
History
match.
Month exclusive T-shirt,
There we
by the way.
go. I'm just, like people really ragged on that one, but that is probably not even like top 10 of the worst type stuff they've released.
Oh no, he's just saying in promos too. So it wasn't like he just.
Yeah.
I don't know which came first, but I thought it was pretty funny.
Bring back the Book of Hobbs too. I thought that was a good gimmick that didn't get enough shine because then they had to throw him in the TMZ.
Oh
Uh,
God,
what
that
was that?
was
QTV.
QT
Oh my
Marshall.
God.
How crazy is the biggest star coming out of that group is Harley Cameron, or the one they push the most is Harley Cameron.
Yeah. But in a ladder match for the TNT Championship, Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. I thought personally this was the best match of the night. I thought both guys came out and gave us a fitting Game 7 where they both struggled to make ends meet to try and win the belt. I thought a couple spots, the lawn dart where Fletcher threw Briscoe
Oh
into the
God,
ladder in the corner was
yeah.
scary and honestly looked like some WWE 2K physics the way the ladder like shot out of the corner. And honestly, that spot always reminds me of Joey Mercury, so I always get scared
Oof.
because that's disgusting.
Yeah.
um, Froggy Bow onto the ladder. My God, the ladder did not buckle at all. That looked so rough for both guys because Mark just basically fell to the floor, and then Kyle just gets crushed between the elbow and the ladder. And obviously, what I thought should have been the finish, and they kept going after, which kind of bothered me. But the brainbuster off the top of the ladder, I mean, holy crap! Like I've seen suplexes, but I don't remember brainbusters off the top of the ladder. And I really think that should have been the like finish. I don't think Mark should have gotten up from that and tried to do anything else. That was your climax moment, and it should have been done there.
Yeah, super dangerous.
Well, yeah, but that's a given with the ladder matches.
Well, it was like an added risk though with the brain buster. So much, so little room for error doing a brain buster that high up.
Yeah. And with the ladder was in the middle of the ring, so you've already cut off half your landing area.
Yeah, yeah. Mark actually he bumped his off for Fletcher in this match.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't want anyone to get confused earlier when I said that what's the word I'm looking for here? When I was basically saying, they put the TNT championship on Mark and he's a little older. I think Mark is excellent still. You know what I mean? Like I think he is great. I'm glad they finally used him even if it was a year or two too late. Uh but
Yeah,
honestly, as much as Kyle has gotten over, a lot of that credit has to go for Mark for giving him great matches, kind of making him feel like I don't want to say a main event player maybe, but their feuds their feud and their matches have been some of the best or most interesting thing on AEW for a while. So I'm glad they kind of got to go out with a stipulation too that wasn't just like Texas death match or anything like that.
yeah. I don't think we need 7 matches, but and I don't think we needed to beat Champa in his 3rd match to make this happen. I feel like we could have got here by not beating Champa, but well, what do I know? I don't know. I just work here.
uh,
That's all I do. Just work
yeah,
here.
we just record. That's all
We just
we.
record. We just hit play. That's it.
Yep. They need to make
No, but
podcast equipment more expensive.
don't you agree though, Micah? Like we could have got here without beating Champa in his 3rd match. 'Cause He did come in with a lot of buzz. Put the age aside. Let's not talk about the age. It's AEW, so age doesn't matter. So you bring a guy in. He's hot. He's got a following. They love that era that he was a part of. That NXT Black and Gold era. That fan base loves it. You have him come in, win the title, and then he drops it almost immediately on Dynamite after winning the title on Collision.
Yeah, I mean, they could have even had this. have been like a number one contender match.
Yeah.
And I don't think that
It,
really hurts either guy, and it kind of protects Ciampa as well. And then you could have built that going into Revolution, which maybe that's the match they make, but I mean, now you've established that Ciampa's been beaten.
you think they build up to a 3-way?
I feel like Mark has to be done with this,
I
at
don't
least
know.
for now. Like maybe I don't really know who he gets involved with next, but if they just had game 7, like I don't really want to see this again.
Because he got the conglomeration, pal. Yeah, he has unfinished business with Roderick Strong and the conglomeration.
Yeah, well, I've got some unfinished business doing literally anything else. So I'm not gonna be there, to quote Magic Johnson. But Kyle Fletcher obviously picked up the win and is your
and
reigning
is
and defending TNT champion.
and stop me if you heard this before, Micah. He won it in front of his hometown or home country or home continent, whatever that was in Australia. He won in front of those people.
In front of his land mass.
He's in front of Atlantis. There you go.
But we've got the main event for the AEW World Championship, MJF versus Brody King.
Oof.
No, you barking? Or the dogs
No.
barking?
Well, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's all you.
I think that personally, I thought this was a good match. I don't think it was the best of the night, and I think it had maybe I don't know, maybe it had a little too much time to me because I thought it was kind of slow getting out of the gate. But once they were there, it picked up. In terms of just like memorable moments, I don't really have a whole lot. I thought the fake with the Gonzo bomb was really impactful. Like I bit on it because I thought Brody had a chance to win. And then two, when you throw in the fact, I think it was Excalibur that said that the Gonzo bomb had not been kicked out of, which they should have done a better job building to that rather than right after it got kicked out of. Because I had no idea, but I don't know. Maybe that's my own fault. Um, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. I just, we already talked about it a little bit. I think they should have struck when the iron's hot with Brody, even if it's just a flash championship win. I mean, you don't lose anything by doing it. It makes headlines. MJF doesn't come off any worse for losing to him. And I just think it was kind of the perfect storm.
And they already set the table for it weeks before, Micah, when Brody beat MJF within 2 minutes. They set the table. He smashed MJF. So you could buy that he would beat MJF in this match right here. You could buy that. He looks the part. And they looked into the mainstream press that they got over the last couple weeks with Brody King. And what does the 5-time Wrestler Observer newsletter Booker of the Year, what does he do in situations like this, Micah? You think he strikes when the iron's hot? Crowns Brody King? Well, no. We have to put two guys in there that have been the coldest they've ever been over the last 6 years. He puts them back together in a world title match when he could have had something special with Brody King here. This match, if we're being honest, Micah, this match should have happened in LA. They should have had the title match at Revolution. You could have had the LA crowd behind Brody King, could did like some local press there. He could have drew more mainstream eyes to the product, build more sickos. But what do? We just go with same old that we've had over the last couple of years. And I don't think that's the way to go. And Brody King, I see him going back to the undercard. And Bandito, people raved about him having such a great 2025. But in all honesty, I should say, what did it really get him? He's the ROH World Champion, but he's no farther on the card than he was 6 months ago. And they're both losers now, Bandito and Brody.
Yeah. I mean, I think the best thing that you said right there, and I really haven't even thought about it, is they put Hangman and MJF back together when they are probably the coldest they have been in 6 years.
Yeah.
Because the amount of posts that I saw that said Blue Sky Cowboy versus Reddit Edgelord, and these are most of them pro AEW like pages, that says a lot. Hangman with the whole Marty Skrull thing is just
Oof.
not their favorite right now. And MJF's gimmick has long been stale. And I still think, I say that to say this, I still like MJF. I still think MJF is one of the best in the world right now. But he's got to show some different flavors rather than just being the shock jock. And I just haven't seen it yet. And I don't think Hangman is going to bring that out of him because, I mean, literally, like, I've already seen it. I've already seen people be like, oh, Hangman, do you want me to be the villain? Oh, like, and they're going to go for the low hanging fruit. I doubt he mentions them. That would probably be the highlight of the whole program. But I mean, that's what it then Hangman's gonna I have stopped taking the medication and you can't get to me, MJF. Like it's just we've seen it. We've seen it. We've seen it so many times. I don't need to see it again.
Your Hangman always tickles me, man.
Is it good? I feel like it's
It
pretty
is.
good.
It is really good. Yeah, yeah. It's I don't know, man. You got a chance to do something great, but you just bury your head in the sand. Refuse to, rock the boat. They probably don't want to make the overloads, the overlords mad at Warner Brothers with the current political landscape. They probably don't want to make those guys mad. So they did not go with Brody King here. I'm sure that's what it was.
But I don't know, man. I hate to be this type guy. AEW and their fan base very much plant their flag on being the good guys, on being politically correct, on being they zig when everybody zags. And then when you kind of make a cowardly decision to me to not
Yeah,
put the belt on Brody, it
that's
feels
true.
very what's the word? Like you're conforming.
Well, what did Punk say in that promo when he was calling out Hangman Page? He said that's not cowboy stuff. That's coward stuff. And you gotta appeal to your fan base, and they didn't do that here. They went with the safe decision. They went with the decision that they know that the execs would be happy with. And now we got Brody King reverting back to the undercard. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah. You get your one shot and then you're banished forever. See
Yeah,
you in 3 years, Brody.
yeah,
As far as the whole show, I thought it was half and half. It was a mixed bag. There was good things here. I thought the match between MJF and Brody, despite the winner, was a solid contest. Fletcher and Briscoe put it all out there on the line. And I thought Hangman and Andrade had a pretty good back and forth, albeit the winner. But I mean, oh my God, the other three mega bad tag match was mega bad, no pun intended. Uh, the the Tony Storm intergender match to me was just despicable. And the Takeshita Moxley match never really got out of the gate and just felt flat. So I don't know. Like, honestly, I give it a 5. I feel like it's average, but to say that it's the greatest show of the year and this is like to put your name behind this and be like, oh, this is why AEW is the best promotion in the world right now. I didn't have that feeling coming out of it.
And it also had it had a lot of negative because it was a taped show as well. So you knew nothing big was going to happen because you didn't hear about it 10 hours before it aired live on TV.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And maybe that's why they didn't, but I think that's just safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But cue up your Godzilla. We're going to travel to Monday Night Raw. Cue up your Godzilla. Ain't nobody doing that. First off, let's start with the crate discourse, Ryan.
Oh, great.
Obviously, Adam Pearce. There was a backstage segment where a crate was delivered to Raw. It says do not open before 28/2/26, which is the date of the Elimination Chamber. And Pierce said he didn't know what it was. The guy didn't know what was inside it, but he said send it to SmackDown. What do we think the plan is here, Ryan?
Mm. I I don't. I really don't know. Maybe it's a returning Jericho, but then
Well,
again, that seems to be gaining some traction online. Chris Jericho possibly in the box, coming out the box at Elimination Chamber, which we all know if you come out of a box, you're over. But there was a news story spreading around earlier today. We're recording here on Tuesday night. There was a Fightful Select article that came out. It might have been The Observer. It was one of those. They were saying that Jericho's contract is frozen. So I don't know, Micah. It's very interesting because I don't know where it's gonna go, and it's adding some intrigue to the Elimination Chamber.
well, let me ask you, Ryan, and I can't take credit for this. I saw it online.
Yeah,
Because I had no idea. My first thought was Jericho, but I was like, well, I don't know. That just doesn't it didn't have enough fanfare to me to be Jericho. Could we perhaps be feeling very nice and very evil at the Elimination Chamber?
you saying Danhausen, Micah?
Could it be Danhausen?
Stop it. I don't. He's let's not. He's not Sting, Micah. This let's calm down here. I no next to 0% chance Danhausen is in that box.
Well,
But
you know that Rock said he was a big fan.
okay, all
He's
right.
friends with Punk. It's in Chicago.
Are we really advocating for Danhausen to come out that box, Micah?
Hey, I didn't say I was advocating. I just said
You
it's
want
a
it to happen.
possibility.
You want it to happen.
I've never been a big Danhausen guy, but it does kind of make some sense. I really just don't
No.
know who else. Who
Well,
else
hold
would
up
come
now.
out of a box?
Hold up now. You gotta remember where we're gonna be at Elimination Chamber. We're in Chicago, the United Center, which I know this wasn't in the United Center, but Chris Jericho made his debut in Chicago all the way back in 1999. Would it be out the realm of possibility that we get another re-debut in Chicago for Chris Jericho?
With the contract news, I think that really throws me off.
But maybe that's just a red herring.
Could be, WWE. Well, it's not. It doesn't so much as involve WWE, but maybe they know when it ends, and maybe they're just not tipping their cap in any direction. Because everybody told us it wasn't going to be Punk, and then Punk came out. So
There you go. We were first on that.
correct. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's maybe another option. Like I don't even know any independent guys or any NXT guys that I would really even throw in there and be like, maybe. But hey,
Who
needless to say, it's drawing intrigue.
would do you think of maybe a Brock Lesnar?
That seems kind of lame to me for Brock.
Yeah, why would he be in the box? Let's
Yeah.
look at it from that reality. Why would that person be in the box?
Well, I haven't been up to date on.
Maybe hold up now. Seth Rollins? Do you think?
I think he's got something to do with the Masked Man, but
Maybe the box opens up, Masked Man is underneath, and then Masked Man reveals himself to be I don't know, Grayson Waller. And then that's who they want you to think the reveal is. Vision comes out there, put the boots to Waller or something, and the lights go out, and there's two more masked men standing there, and then Seth Rollins reveals himself, and I don't know, Austin Theory is the
another
other man.
group.
Yeah, yeah, another group. Do you think something like that is in the
I
cards?
mean, I'm not gonna say it's out of the realm of possibility, but I don't know. I really have no like surefire idea. Let me throw out one more
Yeah, but
thing.
oh, go ahead. Yeah,
What if, right?
I'm here.
We open up the box
Yeah.
and there's the list. It's Chris
Mm.
Jericho and Kevin Owens returning in the box.
Both in the box.
Well, never mind. That box wasn't big enough for the both of
I
them.
would say, you seen
Uh,
Kevin Owens?
oh, oh, no, 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 no. You
What?
You sit up here and try and bastardize me for fat shaming Kevin Owens, but I heard that
What?
comment, and
What
all
did
the
I say?
scoopers heard that
I
comment.
didn't say anything. But regardless, Mike, a lot of mystery on Monday Night Raw. You got the masked men running around. You got a box. We don't know who's inside or what's inside. We got the many Americanos on this show. A lot of mystery. A lot of mystery on Raw.
And if you ask the dub fans, it's just bad booking, and
Mm,
Triple H doesn't know how to do anything. Like I don't know, man.
they're planting flags over there in the dub, and they're hiding secrets over here in the Fed, huh?
There we go. Who knows what could happen in the World Wrestling Federation? Following that, we've got Liv backstage in a pre-tape with Michael Cole. Um, I don't even know how to address this, really.
So Michael Cole was having an exclusive interview with Liv Morgan when all of a sudden Stephanie back here. Well, actually, no. Let me back up a little bit. Liv was having the interview with Michael, and Dom was beside her as well. And Stephanie back here crashed the interview segment and sat down in a very tense moment with Liv Morgan, speaking what she thought of Liv Morgan in Spanish, which they did not have subtitles in the initial broadcast. But then afterwards, they directed us to the website, which had the subtitles. But if this was a pre-tape, why didn't they just put subtitles before? But
Yeah,
yeah, minor things. I thought it was probably the most interesting Stephanie has been in the entire time that she's been on the main roster.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of came across as vicious. I don't even know what she said, but just the veracity in her voice was, or ferocity, something out
Veracity.
there. We're
Veracity. Yeah.
tripping over our words here, ladies and
No,
gentlemen. We're
but
just one of us.
she basically said, did you see the one with the subtitles?
I did not. I only saw the
Okay.
original tape.
So I saw the one with subtitles and I did not write it down, but I'm doing this off memory. But basically, Stephanie said to Liv that Liv was chosen by the company WWE, and Stephanie had to work her way up, and she had a bunch of obstacles on the way. So Liv didn't earn the spot she has. But that's not true at all, though,
Isn't
Mike.
that the other way
Yeah,
around?
Liv was a jobber in NXT, and she actually was pretty much dead to rights until the whole Judgment Day storyline. So
Yeah, she was a tag, like a pretty much tag
yeah,
exclusive when I started
yeah,
rewatching in like 2021, and then she went on
tag,
like the
yeah,
unhinged type thing, and I think she
revenge tour,
stole, yeah, she stole a win from Ronda, but then lost it and basically got banished back to the mid card.
yeah. And Liv was so emotional at the end of the promo segment. Dom was actually live translating the whole thing, which I thought that was a pretty good touch. But she squeezed out a couple tears at the end, Micah. So some, I hate to use this word, but some pretty good acting from Liv Morgan at the end. So they could go in a very interesting direction here because if anybody got the machine behind them in a hurry, it's Stephanie Vacker. It ain't Liv Morgan.
Yeah, that's knowing that now, which, you talked about Dom translating, that kind of threw me off because I couldn't understand what she was saying, and I couldn't hear Dom because she was talking over him. So it was like really just kind of a confusing segment for me, like you said. And this is something we brought up weeks ago. Why, if it's a pre-tape, why don't they just put subtitles up? Like it
Yeah.
would do wonders for the viewer and Stephanie or anyone else that does not, speak English and speaks their native language. I'm not saying they can't do that, but there's a better way to do it in a pre-tape. Um so yeah, I don't know. I'm interested, like you said, to see where they go now
Yeah.
knowing that. I was wondering why like it offended Liv so bad.
I'm they got me interested in the Mania match if they go that direction.
Yeah.
And
I
that's all
mean,
it
that's the
takes
thing.
story. Why didn't we have
Yeah.
story with any of our other programs? I'm talking about Stephanie. Like that Nikki Bella storyline. I still don't know what Nikki was mad about.
Now she's babyface again.
Cooper DeJean turned her babyface?
Yeah, I think it's one of those type things, and like you can say what you want, but you're gonna tune in next week to see what happens with the crate,
Yeah.
with Liv, the Masked Man. Like it's little things like that. Like it's still drawing your intrigue. So I don't care what anybody says. They're like, oh well, it's lazy booking. Like, yeah, some of it, sure, but they are building things, and regardless, 2026 has been a more consistent year for WWE. Um, I find myself more interested in them right now than I do AEW, especially because we are getting a couple different things rather than, Hangman versus MJF again, but I digress. Uh we'll move on to the promo segment between AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Man, I hate it. I really do. But I don't know
Mm.
about AJ on the mic, man.
Was she being heel here for you?
A little bit, especially like daring Becky to hit her, that's
But
typically the other way around.
but before that though, Micah, when she said that she being AJ Lee said that she had a better legacy than Becky Lynch, and that's just factually incorrect. I'm sorry,
And it's
but
not just you
that's
saying it.
that's not. I think Bleacher Report said it too. If I'm not mistaken. But that's definitely heel. That's what a heel would say in that instance. And her saying to the crowd, I forget where they were at. But it doesn't matter. AJ said that she is the reason why the division is in the shape it's in right now. And she said, "You're welcome" to the crowd. Is that not what a heel would say?
No, that 100% is. I
Yeah.
am the reason that this is, not.
Yeah.
I think she's towing a line, but I also I can't. I think that this was one of her better promos. I don't think that's a high bar to jump over, but she is still so quirky, millennial,
Great.
teacher. Like, I just can't get it out of my head.
The quirky, crazy, not like other divas type gimmick. It's aged terribly. It is aged so horribly, and it's so apparent when she's out there. I think if we just had that, I hate to give up on it so quickly, but if we would just had a one-off Rumble entrance, I think that would be looked upon so much better than this current iteration that she's doing. Maybe she just miscast. Maybe that's it.
I think that, like, I'm gonna keep giving her a chance. I still do think she is a legend. But I'm starting to walk away with the fact that I don't think Becky was the best choice for her first program because I feel like Becky is cutting her up on the mic every week. Because Becky just comes across more genuine. I mean, Becky
Oof.
has
You
her
sure?
moments.
I was saying this program? Are you sure? She's been pretty bad in this whole thing too. She's been overacting. I don't know who told
Yeah.
her to act like that, but the
Well, that's what
overacting takes me out the segment too.
some of it, yes. But like when Becky first came out, yeah, she's good. Like when she's doing the whole, I'm better than you, and it's not just me saying like that part was fine to me. When we got in the ring and AJ was like daring her to punch her, and Becky's sitting there like just moving, like just wasted motion for no reason. Just I don't even know what she was trying to do or trying to sell. I mean, I'm assuming she was trying to sell like she was gonna hit her and then she wasn't and she was fighting in her mind. But oh god, man, I don't know. I still think Becky is the better promo, but it's starting to feel like both ladies are hurting their legacies in this program. I just think Becky is at least coming off somewhat better.
I guess, but we'll see. I'm sure it'll be a big moment when AJ does win the title in Chicago, but I don't know, man. This gimmick so far is not doing it for me.
I don't know. I need I need to go back and watch the AJ
Yeah,
stuff from like 2011,
where we
2012, and maybe like I was just a jaded kid, or is it just
I
not
think
the same?
I think we were led astray. Maybe she was just a level above Paige and Nikki Bella, and so in comparison, it made it seem like she was the best, and of all time. But when you really look at it, I don't know if the in ring work was ever that great. And now that she's back, starting to realize, damn, maybe them promos weren't that great either.
Oh, you know what? I just think it's this run because when you listen to that promo that she cut on Nikki Bella, like that was
That one,
serious.
but she just kind of slut shamed the whole division. If she can't do that, can she cut a good promo without doing that, Micah?
Well, but even I don't know. I mean, yes, the material is not applicable today, but she had a more serious tone. It wasn't
Yeah.
like there's stuff that she was saying in this promo that just like got under my skin because it's just like the God, man. It's like the quirky millennial TikTok people. Like I can't even think of any of it off the top of my head, but if you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the same
Yeah.
stuff that not entirely, but it's the same type people that find Tony Storm's gimmick funny. Like they enjoy AJ Lee's promos too because it's like, oh, she's so relatable and she's so
I don't know, man. I don't see as much positivity online but since she's been back. I mean, AJ Lee. I haven't seen as much of that. So I don't think people are necessarily getting behind this either.
yeah.
Does she need to
I'm
come out there and skip still as a 37-year-old woman?
Well, that's part of the package. I don't hate that, but it's just
Really?
it doesn't bother me. I just think maybe she
Okay,
needs to
alright.
rein in a little bit of the quirkiness. I don't know. Maybe that works for some people. It just doesn't work for me. But I say all that to say this: I'm gonna keep giving her a chance. You know, like I'll still see because I thought maybe towards the back half of the promo there was some improvement, but then she would lose me with other stuff she said. So I just don't know. We'll see what happens. But we can move on to the main event, which was Javon Evans versus Gunther versus Dominic Mysterio for the last, well, not the last, but a spot in the Elimination Chamber. The favorite here was obviously going to be Gunther just because of the last 2025 and 2026 he had. So pulling out a shock win for Javon here is such a big moment. I don't think anyone expected him to win. They might have seen Dom or Gunther, but not Javon this early. As far as the match goes, you know, it was a pretty paint by the numbers triple threat to main event Raw. But I thought Javon had an excellent spot with the dive over the corner post. And then, you know, when Javon went to do that top rope, I guess like bounce and then the arm drag, you know, the spot where he says your boy's bouncy. He went to do it and Gunther just chopped him to oblivion. I thought those were probably the two best spots in the whole match.
Well,
Uh,
did you see? Did you see that spot where Javon? This was basically just a Javon showcase match, being honest. But Javon bounced on the bottom rope in the corner and did like 3 rotations into like
oh,
a
the
little
like tornado
kick.
kick.
Yeah. Did you see that? He covered like half the ring doing that.
Yeah, I forgot about that honestly because I didn't. I was
Insane.
honestly watching it while doing something else and I saw it and was like, oh my god, and I forgot to
That's
write it down.
a freak athlete.
Yeah, I mean he's very, very interesting and polarizing. I'm glad to see him in. I'm glad to see that they see him in a light that they can put him in the elimination chamber this early.
Yeah, he can do some cool moves, Micah, but can he be a little more urban?
Oh
Can he
God,
be a little more urban?
yeah. We don't even have enough time to unpack
No, we're
that
not gonna. No.
comment.
But hey, so this is Javon Evans does make history when he enters the elimination chamber by being the youngest participant to ever enter the chamber, and he is actually younger than the chamber itself, Micah. So you know the first elimination chamber debuted in 2002, and Javon Evans was born in, I want to say, was it 05? I think 04, 05.
I think it's 04, but don't
Yeah.
quote me.
So he's younger than the elimination chamber. How's that
That's
make you feel,
crazy.
Micah? What are you like, 22?
old. I'm 24. I'm the same age as the
24?
Chamber. I'm like
Oh
actually
man.
6 months older than it, but
Oh man.
yeah, it's
Let me
it's a weird
find it.
state of affairs.
It's
But
insane.
also, I think that's why I like Javon so much because he's young and he's kind of my generation and he's just different than anyone else you've really seen because everyone else has been here for 15 years. So,
Yeah. And the crowd's getting behind him too, organically.
yeah.
It's very
I mean,
interesting to see that
he's just
crop of
got
talent.
that.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say he's got that happy go lucky baby face
Uh-oh.
appeal. You know what I mean?
Happy go lucky, huh?
Oh, what?
No, well, nothing. This crop of talent, the Obafemi, the Trick Williams, the Javon Evans, man, the sky's the limit with these guys. They basically came in as stars from day one, and they treated them like stars from day one. Obafemi had a backstage segment on Raw that same night, and it was just a backstage segment, Micah. And they had Rusev do a stare down with Obafemi, and the crowd went bananas.
I did. I caught that.
Yeah, like, just from a little stare down between Obafemi and Rusev. And then you go back to SmackDown, and Trick Williams is getting a monster pop, and then Javon Evans is main event in Raw, and he's going to the Elimination Chamber. Crazy, insane, and
Yeah.
they did this all before WrestleMania too.
And that's what I'm saying when people, and we can kind of close the show out with this, right? People have long complained about WWE, and us included. 2025 was a down year for them, and we want to see new people. We want to see new stars. And WWE is giving that to people right now. And I feel like me and you are in the minority here of praising WWE for what they're doing. I feel like this month and a half has probably been better than anything they have done or anything they did in 2025. I feel like my prayers are being answered. I'm seeing guys like Oba and Trick and Javon and Royce Keys. I know he hadn't been on the show yet, but he's coming in. There's just different faces. It's not the same people I've been watching for 15 years.
It's the John Cena effect. People don't want to hear it, but John Cena had a lot of negative impact on that product in 2025.
But Ryan, he's the GOAT. Or even,
Noted.
it doesn't even have to be necessarily new faces that you're seeing, but like Drew McIntyre is WWE champ and won it on a random SmackDown. Jacob Fatu is potentially going to go main event WrestleMania
yeah.
night 1. Like,
That's
it's
right.
just different. I want to tune in. I want to be a part of this new era, this new generation. Like Oba hadn't even had but like 3 matches, and I would right now put him number 2 right now under my favorites. Like Punk number 1, Oba number 2. And I've told my wife that for like weeks now. Like, this is my guy. I feel like I can buy into him. Like, whatever he's doing, I'm going to be there 100%. And so I don't know. It's just a very fun time in WWE, and I don't understand what all the hate seems to be. But you know what? If you like it, you enjoy MJF Hangman number 4 in March in LA. We don't push new stars over there, but here in WWE, we'll push our new stars. But anyways, we will be back next week. I think we're pay-per-view free until Elimination Chamber, correct?
Yeah, and Elimination Chamber is a week from Saturday.
Okay, so next week we'll be back with some more weekly reviews. Make sure you check us out. Instagram, TikTok are our main things right now. All the links will be in the description as always. Check out the YouTube as well. Subscribe. Show us some love there. And as always, over the week, take care of yourself and have a good one.